Can I help you, sir?
I'm looking for a salt shaker to give as a gift.
Ah, is it for a woman, sir?
No, it's not.
Oh, you don't want that one. That's the woman's brand.
Oh, all right. What about this one?
Oh, no. That's not hip anymore. That's the old-fashioned brand.
All right. What about this one?
An excellent choice, sir. It's for the discriminating salt shaker connoisseur.
But it's so much more expensive than the others, and they look exactly alike.
To be honest, sir, they are all alike. But when he opens the box and sees that brand name, he can't help but be impressed.
Andrew, Charlie writes to us and says that he really enjoys our principles of branding, which, as you know, and all our 5 for 5 viewers have found out, is very different from what most of us have been taught. He understands that in order to create an effective brand, you need to differentiate yourself from your competitors. But as he looks out into the marketplace, he sees that his product is exactly the same as those being offered by his competitors. So his question is, and I don't think you'll be surprised, is how do I differentiate my product when it's exactly the same as my competitors?
Well, Charlie, that's a great question. And yes, you're right. Our principles of branding are different from anything you've probably learned in the past because we believe that a brand is not a logo or a website or a slogan. The principles of branding that we teach are that you need to create the perception of difference between you and your competition. Yes. But how do you do that when your product or service is essentially the same as your competition's? It sounds like in your case that's the situation, and what you're selling is a commodity. A commodity is any product or service with no real tangible or observable difference from its competitors. And this leads us back to a conversation that we started a few weeks ago about the 3 S's. Ike, you remember this? What was the first S?
The first one was superlative.
That's right. And the second S?
The second S was specialization.
That's right. A superlative is a word that usually ends in EST. For example, fastest, biggest, oldest. Specialization refers to growing your business by actually narrowing the range of products or services that you offer. The third S we're going to talk about today is story, or you can think of it as mystique.
Andrew, how about an example?
Okay, I'll use my favorite example. As a matter of fact, in a minute, we're going to do a little group participation here.
Oh, good.
I'm going to ask everyone to close their eyes, and then I'm going to say a couple of words, and I want you to think about the image that comes to mind, all right? So, your eyes are getting heavy. Close your eyes. You too, close your eyes. You have to participate too. All right, I'm about to say the words Marlboro cigarettes. Okay? Open your eyes. What images came to mind?
Actually, I saw manliness, I saw ruggedness, and I saw a cowboy.
And Marlboro has spent billions of dollars to create just those images in your mind when you hear the name of their product. Masculine, rugged, cowboys. But if I hold a Marlboro cigarette next to any other cigarette, does it look any more masculine?
No, I can't really tell which one is the Marlboro.
They really are essentially commodities, but they've been so successful creating this mystique about their brand and their product that Marlboro is now the leading cigarette brand in the world with men and with women.
Wow.
Now this applies not just to cigarettes, obviously. Coke and Pepsi are good examples of this as well. When I talk about Coke, what story, what mystique comes to mind?
Well, the real thing, traditional.
The genuine article,
yeah,
right?
the real thing.
How about Pepsi?
Pepsi, that would be more the taste of the new generation.
Right, a younger, hipper kind of an image. Now, what's interesting is not only have these two brands created different stories, they've created counter stories, which is a very effective way to compete with a market leader.
Now, does this idea of story apply only to products?
No, this can apply to products or services. We often meet businesses that can use the story strategy, including IT companies, insurance and real estate agents, CPAs and financial planners, attorneys, direct and internet marketers. Even businesses that don't sell commodities can use this third S, the story strategy, to grow their business.
So, Andrew, how could a small business apply this story, mystique strategy?
Well, should we talk about our framer friend?
You mean our picture framer friend?
Our picture framer friend, yes. We know a gentleman who owns a frame shop, and he's competing with a lot of national chains who all stress fast and cheap, how quickly they can do it and how cheaply they can do it. Now, the interesting thing about this gentleman, he's an older gentleman from Eastern Europe. He has a charming, thick Eastern European accent. Yeah. So we suggested that he do the same thing that Pepsi did with Coke, this idea of a counter strategy, creating a story that differentiates himself from these chains based on an old world craftsmanship story, this idea of an artisan work ethic, the fact that his frames actually take longer than the national chains do. And Ike, in fact, came up with a beautiful slogan for him. You want to share that with?
Be happy to. It's, we take longer, and it shows.
And with a great slogan like that and this mystique, the interesting thing about this strategy is he can actually now charge more than his competition and still grow his business.
Yes. So, what's our action step this week?
Here's the action step for you this week. First, identify if you sell a commodity. Second, begin to notice how commodities in other industries are marketed using the story mystique strategy.
We often talk about how your strategy can come in a moment or it can take months to develop.
That's right. Sometimes you get lucky and you have an aha moment. You can come up with your story, your mystique right away. Chances are, though, it's going to take a little more time. Today, we just wanted to introduce you to this concept of the third S, this strategy to market a commodity by developing a story or a mystique. So pay attention to how other industries market their commodities using this strategy. Work on yours over coming weeks. Meantime, we'll see you next week. I'm Andrew Sokol.
And I'm Mike Krieger.
Take care.
Bye-bye.